Look, they listed about 45 outfielders that could be available for trade. None of those were Jarren Duran, though. Someone that you like. But would you be in on keeping Duran and moving another piece?
I said it yesterday. I said I'd rather move Abreu. Yeah, I think the other two guys are more productive from the plate. You got to move somebody. You're going to get a boost here with Bregman getting back. You need to make moves. They already did it. They already sent the one kid down, Hamilton. So you already made move number one. Now you got to make move number two here, and to go get a pitcher. If you're going to do something serious here, and if you think that, hey, you could get in this thing, and you could eventually play yourself into being the one team that nobody wants to play. You get into the series, you get Crochet. You get Crochet twice, and you're able to score some runs, and the kids are able to step up and get all this experience for the next 2 months and get into playoff baseball. Maybe, who knows?
Look, Steve Phillips.
Again, win the games you're supposed to win.
Yeah.
And you're going to be all right.
Steve Phillips brought up Yoshida in that clip. Look, if you could actually move him and get anything for him, I'm 100% in on that.
Eat some of the contract if you have to.
I don't know how viable that actually is, Milliken, when it comes to Yoshida and moving him, but if that's actually on the table, then that's the guy. I do think that you ultimately are going to have to move one of these players just for the simple fact that we hit on it a little bit with Perillo yesterday, but this logjam, it's fine for right now, but eventually these young guys are going to want to play. And I think just from not only a development standpoint, but just from like a clubhouse culture standpoint, the frustration of not playing every day, I think is going to actually start to be an issue here as well.
Well, and you look at the smoke. It continues to be there. Jeff Passan linking Duran to the Padres again yesterday and citing them as the two player and team connection that's been the strongest so far. Sean McAdam followed it up today saying the Padres have been relentless in their pursuit of Jarren Duran. We know before the 2024 season there were talks of a Duran for Dylan Lesko trade that were floating about in January before the season started and before he had that big breakout campaign. I think the talk of Ceddanne Rafaela getting traded is just not likely whatsoever. You look at Ceddanne Rafaela, something he has that the other two don't. He's actually a righty, something the Red Sox, we've talked about needing those long-term right-handed players. And what he does in center field, where he's become arguably the best defender in the entire sport, you can't argue that he's the best defensive center fielder right now. And you add in what he's been really kind of the best player on the team for over 2 months right now. Craig Breslow made a point when he extended this player. He obviously saw some vision of him taking that leap. And even though this is a leap beyond, I think, what many people thought, he's here, and it feels like he's arguably the biggest engine driving you right now, coming through with these big hits again and again. I think they know with Wilyer Abreu here right now, you're getting a guy who leads the team in home runs. He plays Gold Glove defense in the hardest right field in the entire sport. And then you have Roman Anthony, who's getting reps in left field where Jarren Duran plays every day. And I think they look at Jarren Duran as a player who will not age gracefully as he starts to move closer to his 30s. Abreu, Rafaela, Roman Anthony, they fit the window of wanting to compete for the next 5, 6, 7 years. It just feels like Duran's the most likely trade candidate for me. I don't think it's 100%. If someone comes going crazy for Abreu, maybe that changes, but it still feels like Duran's the most likely guy out.
Would you be selling high on Rafaela right now, though, if you did move him? Considering how good he is playing, do you think what he's doing right now is actually sustainable?
If he can be a league average bat with his defense, he's going to be a 4 or 5 win player every year. I think that will be more valuable than Jarren Duran over the next 4 or 5 years. Especially with Duran going towards arbitration, and you have Ceddanne Rafaela on an extremely team-friendly deal.
I can't do this. This is like Wimbledon. I look right, left. My neck hurts.
Oh.
You want me to rub it for you?
You're going to get in here quicker than you think, pal. You keep talking like that. Schwantz is here, too, today. We'll get you in here.
I don't know, just from a vibes perspective, it would be nice to have him in here.
Right, I should have just done the show from home, like we're on the phone.
Just to Zoom? Yeah.
Yeah, no. I hate Zoom. I will sit in traffic for an hour and a half, hour 45, instead of doing Zoom. It's the worst.
You'll complain about either one.
How do you feel about a show when one person's out, but they're doing it?
That's 2 so far?
Or how about when you get a
7,
guest on Zoom and it's like... And it just sounds like crap.
Like, wait, what?
Nothing more. You get a guest on and they're on Zoom.
Sorry, you broke up there for a second.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm talking over you because we're on a delay? Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. It's a tune-out. I'm sorry. It's a tune-out.
It's a tune-out.
Yeah.
All right. We'll work
Anti-Zoom.
We'll work on getting
no more
Milliken
COVID stuff.
in
We're
here.
not doing COVID anymore here.
No?
Okay? Yeah.
What do you got planned for Zover Drive? You dropped a little preview on us.
Well, today is 7-Eleven, which means it's 7-Eleven day for our favorite, what do you want to call it? Stop and shop? Not like a stop and shop, but like convenience store. Right. Like the 7-Eleven was the first convenience store. And then all others popped up too. Mm-hmm. But I used to have one right on campus, College Park, Maryland, that was always open, obviously. And we would go in there. My buddy and I went in. He went in naked. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning after we were at the bars. And I just stood in line and we ate burritos. Like, we just kept, like, rotating, eating burritos. Found money, went down there. We're both on scholarship. Couldn't afford the burritos, but we found a way to get money. And, I think he beat someone up. We took his money and we ate burritos at 7-Eleven. So it's memories like that were created on 7-Eleven Day. Free Slurpees, by the way, today at 7-Eleven. So if you like the Slurpee, just go in
That's
there.
free money.
Wait,
You're blowing up the entire segment.
I know, this is tough. So what is it? Is it favorite?
I'm going to go favorite items I've bought over the years at 7-Eleven. What do you go to 7-Eleven for? So start thinking about that.
Can we do all convenience stores?
No, it's 7-Eleven Day, you idiot. You want to stay in that room? Why would I do convenience stores? This is like yesterday, this or that, and we start going off a different path. Favorite memories.
Some people never been to a 7-Eleven. They took ours and brought it away.
I stop it. Don't say that. Everybody's been to a 7-Eleven at one time in your life. It doesn't have to be from here. It could be out of state. They're everywhere, dude.
Are you talking about the pre-made food with 7-Eleven or just any item in there?
Any item.
Why are we doing this right now?
Stop it.
Why are we doing this right now? You're blowing up all the good stuff.
We can do 3 hours over. Right.
On Jaron Duran, it came out today. Max Cirillo had it in a tweet that he's 12th in jersey sales since opening day. And then last night with Craig Breslow waiting to get his car, there's a group of fans chanting, keep Jaron over and over and over again. It does feel like making a deal like that. Not that it's getting harder, because if Breslow was willing to trade Rafael Devers, there was going to be ridiculous blowback.
So we're at the point now where people are waiting and chanting at this Squid's car?
Yeah, saying keep Jaron, but this is where you are with this logjam, and it's only going to grow louder and louder. And when Jaron Duran's been as hot as he has,
did you hear Jim Murray's
headline
headline the other day when they played some of the sound of Breslow and he was talking like a robot? Jim Murray's like, Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by. Just did the whole thing in Craig Breslow's voice.
Well, look, the pressure is on Breslow at this point.
It's on him.
I mentioned it yesterday, but not only are you going to have to be a buyer, but you're going to have to make a really tough decision in terms of which one of these outfielders are you going to get rid of, and is it the right one? Because that's going to be a big second guess moving forward as well.
It's not only that. When you make a non-baseball move like the Devers dump, you need to respond to it.
Yes.
So he's on the clock.
He's on the clock.
Yeah, 100%.
Look, I think the good news is where you've played yourself into a position where it's clear that they're going to be buying at the deadline. I don't think there's anything where you're going to be selling. If you are selling off a piece and moving a piece, it's going to be a baseball trade like we talked about, where you're going to be bringing back something for this roster. And I think one of the important things, too, moving forward is not just to be competitive this year, but also just long-term in terms of the development of some of these younger players. To be playing in environments like last night where it's meaningful baseball and having big-time at-bats for your younger players like a Roman Ante, like a Marcelo Meyer, again, having these type of reps in big-time spots moving forward is going to be big as well. And I think that's one of the positives that this win streak brings, is that now for sure that I think you're at least going to have meaningful at-bats for some of these younger players, and that's going to help with the development long-term as well.
And I do think when you're talking about the Padres as a potential trade partner for you, they don't match up very well for what you're searching for. We talked so much about Joe Ryan the last couple of days.
What's number one on your list, Milliken? Starting pitching?
Yeah, you need a number 2 starter, someone who can slot in there, and then I think you have something really special with Lucas Giolito, Brian Bayo, and it looks like Hunter Dobbins, they're committed to him being in that fifth rotation
I don't
spot.
trust Bayo. I don't believe in Bayo. I think that's why you got to go get that.
Yeah, you're going to ride the ups and downs. Lucas Giolito, first year after getting his UCL worked on.
I'll take him.
But still, that's a guy who's probably going to hit a wall. Garrett Crochet is going to hit a wall at some point. Like, these are guys who have never pitched, or, in Crochet's case, he's never pitched this deep into a season with a regular workload.
Isn't Walker Buehler the most pressing concern right now, though, from the rotation standpoint?
Yes, but I think they have options when you look at, whether it's a Richard Fitz or
like
even a Kyle Harrison eventually.
Back, yeah.
Like Hunter Dobbins, they seem to have penciled him in when they brought him back for this rotation spot and set Fitz down. But that's where, if you can get someone who's supposed to be that veteran guy that Buehler was supposed to be this past year, then it makes a lot of sense for you. But it's hard to make a deal like that unless you're going to give up serious prospect capital. I think that's why they so badly want that kind of baseball trade where, hey, you're getting Jaron Duran, and we're not having to give up a guy like Peyton Tolley, who I think Craig Breslow is in love with, enamored with, someone they view as, someone who's going to pair with Crochet at the top of the rotation for a long time. It's hard to find that perfect trade partner at this point in time.